Okay, so I think I've just got FM20 to work, which means I don't have to send you the terrible, nearly hour and a half long video that I just made on FM19. Oh man, it was so bad. It was so bad. Everything just went wrong. Well, the reason it took an hour and a half basically was I didn't realise it, but at the point of the save that I'm in, it's the World Cup. And it's just like 2 months of simming while the World Cup goes on. Yeah, it's interesting, but I wouldn't go entertaining. And then the game in question at the end is on New Year's Day against Real Madrid in the Cup, and not everything goes to plan. But anyway, doesn't matter. We're here now. We have Senor Gashmaster wearing the red of United and the yellow of Villarreal, obviously. Otherwise known as Pate Gashmaster. And we are going to load up United. And now, bearing in mind, I've not been able to play this in about 4 weeks. So let's hope this doesn't take me too long to get back into, and let's just hope things go smoother than the last recording that I hope you never have to sit through. Right, we'll go through the squad quickly. Top of the league, we've got Tottenham away next, which is actually quite an interesting game. Finances have been all over the place as I get injected with money and I spend said money. Right, first and foremost, the squad. So, at the moment, De Gea is injured. So, we're going to have to play this with Dean Henderson. Not ideal, but, you know, he's a goalkeeper, so hopefully he'll keep goal. The back four has pretty much looked like this, apart from we've been playing Brandon Williams more, because he's realising his potential. Very nice, very nice. So that's probably more like it. I'm hoping people will pick up the stamina ratings after in the few days between this and the next game. Skinrar and Diaz have been the centre-back partnership, and they've both been fantastic. I've brought in Ruben Neves more and more as he gets better and better. I'd probably say he's the best midfielder at the club now, which I wasn't expecting when I signed him. I basically bought him as cover for Florentino Luis. And don't get me wrong, Florentino is still good, but he's not as good in central midfield, which this system relies on. So Neves has been fantastic. So really glad I bought him. I fit in Bruno more often than not because I like Bruno, because he's Bruno, right? So I've got a lot of good options in central midfield. Mbappe on the right, mainly because I don't want him up top, because I like Kane and Greenwood, and he plays perfectly fine there. He has the 69 shirt because there was no other good shirts left. Yes, I am paying him £500,000 a week. That is what he is. That is what he's costing. Rashford's been good. Not as good as last season, I think, but he's still been good. And then Greenwood's just disgusting right now. No. Yes. It's just, honestly, these three and these three. Those three stats and those three stats are what make him one of the best strikers in the world right now. And he's having a phenomenal time. And brought in Leao for some competition up front. Now, here's my guy. Here is Yatua Kikuchi, the bald Dutch 20-year-old, who I'm astounded hasn't played for the national side yet. He's been capped at under 21, but he'll get into the national side, no problem. He is so fast. So yeah, obviously he plays as cover. 18 tackling. I'm playing him more and more because I want him to get into this United side before I probably leave it at the end of the season. Tuanzebe is a better defender than Harry Maguire, in my opinion. So he gets played more, despite the fact that Harry Maguire is 29, nearly on 200k a week. But see, a lot of this is future United's problem, which I won't have to deal with, which is fantastic. So Van der Beek's still around. Let's just quickly. If we go to squad depth, we have a lot of good. I went top heavy with all my recruitment and bought the best attacking talent I could. Hence the 4-2-4 formation, because doesn't matter how many you score, we will score more, and that has pretty much been the ethos since last season. But this formation's debuted this season, and it seems to be I would say 9 times out of 10, but it's definitely more than that. It pays off. There's definitely the odd game where we struggle and I have to change formation, but that doesn't happen very often. So, this is football school. As far as I'm concerned, this is football school. I don't ever see the point in ever having more than 2 goalkeepers. He says when De Gea gets injured and we have to play with Dean Henderson. But these things happen. So, I don't want to waste money there. I've already basically gone through the defenders as Ruben and Skinrar play left and right. And then you've got... I want you Tua Kikuchi as my backup, and I'm kind of playing him in the worst, in the easier games, so that he gets more and more, he realises his potential and gets more game time. Harry Maguire I couldn't give a shit about right now, and Tuanzebe is there for extra cover. Max Aarons has jumped from a 3-star to a 4-star this season. He had 3-star potential, so I don't know where that came from, but it happened. I'm happy about it. Wan-Bissaka is still good. His tackling's at 20, so he can't be bad. But with the way things are, Max Aarons is definitely above him now, when he definitely wasn't when he signed. Brandon Williams on the left, and we've got Reguilon, who I picked up on a free from Sevilla. He's been good. He's definitely cover. I wanted Brandon to push into the first team, and that's exactly what he did. Midfield-wise, we do have a lot of options in midfield, most of which are on loan because I just couldn't fit everybody in. So we'll go with everybody who's here for now. So Paul Pogba obviously is around. I would argue that Ruben Neves is better, and he's definitely been performing better than Paul Pogba has. I would probably sell Pogba at the end of the season just to rid United of that. He's 29, so he'll be 30-ish by the end of the season. He's on 300k a week. We could probably still get 100 million for him. So I'd take the onus and just do it for United. Bruno's been great since I started. He's been fantastic. Florento Luis. He's Fernando. He's been fantastic as well since I signed him for cheaps. Well, I'd say cheaps for United. That's Bruno Fernandes. I was going to say I definitely didn't spend 65 million on him. 37.5. That's fine. He's made nearly 75 appearances for United now. No, he has over 75 appearances, and he does that job. He's the holding man. Gets the ball back, gets it further upfield. Wingers are the interesting one for me. So obviously we've had Rashford since the start. My first signing in the first season was Justin. Unfortunately, I don't really have a space from the squad anymore. But the way it ran was we had Justin on the right, Rashford on the left, and then Sane came in and was better than them both for a while. So yeah, my wingers was that, and then I realised I could just about afford killing Mbappe after I'd already sorted out my strike force. So Mbappe had to fit in the wingers, so he fit in on the right, which meant that Captain Gabriel Barbosa had to drop down. But he does a good job when called upon, so that's fine by me. And Diabala's still around, so he can play up top or on the right, which is handy if I'm not playing a cam role, which I occasionally do, but this is definitely the favoured option. And then up top, Greenwood's just been the one that's come, like what kind of say come in. He's not come in, he's come up, but he's been fantastic. And yeah, I brought along Harry Kane because I thought the man deserves to win something, right? Who knows, it might happen in real life. And then I could not resist bringing Ronaldo back for a season. And he's already having a great time. I mean, this season he's played five games, 3 goals. He's just having a good time. And he doesn't really start. I've been starting him a lot in the Champions League, obviously, and FA Cup. But we'll quickly go through our transfer history just so you can get an idea of how ruthless I've been. Because I really have. I really wanted this. I wanted to take this United and just make it into a world beater. And that's sort of what's happened. So the instrumental getting rid of the deadwood, it had to happen. And it did instantly in the form of Jesse Lingard, who went to Crystal Palace. Priera, who went to Leicester for 22 million. They weren't happy about it, the board, but I think I made the right decision. I mean, where's he at now? He's at Rangers. So that tells you everything. And then Phil Jones I managed to sell to China for 36 million, which I thought was like the best piece of business anybody's ever achieved. So he's still there. Still there. And I sold Rojo as well. This did leave me a little bit light at the back, but that's where I bought Ruben Diaz. And he was always going to be the man from the start. He was always going to be the player I built my defence around. And that's the way it worked out. I did spend a lot. Timo Werner was probably a mistake. I'll hold my hands up. It was Timo. I love me some Timo. This was before he signed for Chelsea. So, you know, yeah, he came in up top, and this was before Greenwood, when we didn't really have anybody as a striker. So he came in to fill that role and didn't do the best job in the world. He had a strong start because I think I signed him in the January. So he played a few times before the end of the season, did well, and then just it wasn't really good enough. He had a great loan season out at Milan, but it came time to sell him, and you know I only took a £4 million hit, which I can live with. Draxler, I wouldn't say was a mistake, but he was very much he expected to be a starter, and he was not. Yeah, the second season we had him, when he actually played most of it, convinced me he wasn't good enough. So he got shipped off pretty quickly. Obviously, for Florentino Luis, we've looked at, and he's still around, still class. And yeah, Justin came in, and for 15 million quid, it was worth it. And he played a lot of games for us in the meantime. You know, that first season especially, we really needed him, and he came in and did the job absolutely phenomenally. The season after, when I really got stuck into things, so the out list goes Sergio Romero goes to Zebra, Fosu Mensah, Chris Smalling goes away, Juan Mata. In fact, if I do the fees like this, you can see him. Bailly, yeah, as much as it hurt me, they offered a lot of money, and we didn't need him. Fred as well, the board were really not happy about that one. Mainly because we took I think it was like a £25 million hit. But that's fine, don't mind. We sold this guy for 20 million. I don't know who he was, and still don't know who he is, and he doesn't look that good. So, you know, that was a winner. Juan Mata had to go, unfortunately, but you know, we got some money for him. Went to Ajax. He had a good time there. So that was that. Made 123 million in transfer fees alone selling. And we didn't really spend that much more. So, you know, in essence, we had a transfer budget of less than 20 million quid. No, 25 million quid we had. But anyway, Thiago Almada. little bit. He's still around. He's on loan at Wolfsburg. We basically turned it to Chelsea at this point, where we're just hoovering up all the all the future talent and then just sending them on loan season after season and see if they make it. So that's the new United policy. Just be Chelsea. He's been doing good. He still isn't quite there yet. Brought in Donny van der Beek. Maybe slightly overpaid. 35 million. He's been good. He's worth 61, but he just isn't. My midfield's so strong now. He just doesn't really fit into it. He made 2 appearances this season. I feel a bit bad about it. But also from Ajax, Gravenberch came. He is looking more likely to get into the team than Van der Beek will. He's still not quite realised his potential. If I could see a scout somewhere, that'd be great. You know, he's still a long way to go, and he's 20 years old. So bags of potential. And here's Yuta Katucci. We bought him for £1 million from Swansea. I could not believe my luck. This is the guy. He's made me so happy in this save. Just this little bald Dutch dude with his really prominent eyebrows and clearly fake mustache. It just, brings me so much joy. Brought in Regular on the left back for free. And then Sane, when Sane cropped up, I couldn't say no. And, especially because I think it was just within my budget as well. And you know what? He's been great. He's been good. Especially that first season, 13 goals in 34, 7 in 24. He's been solid. Solid is the word I'd use. Captain Gabriel Barbosa. I didn't intend on buying him. And then there was a big bidding war between, I think it was Arsenal and Spurs for him. And it capped out at 31. And I thought, maybe I could, have a cheeky punt. Bought him and he came. He's had a little problem with injuries, but his goals to games ratio is great. And he is very good. Obviously not when we've got Kylian Mbappe around. But that's that. And then Talas Magno. He's one that will be for the future. He's doing good. He'll get there. But yeah, so investing in youth, but also definitely strengthening the first team as a priority. Was this last year? So this was last year where we really went to town. As you might be able to tell by that little figure there. We did sell some more players and make £100 million worth. So Lindelof went. That was mainly due to Skinrar coming in. But 35 million quid, makes him cheaper. And Lindelof, he's good. He's not the best. Luke Shaw also went. Wasn't too sure about it. The reason he went, I brought in Regulon as cover for left back. And then Williams was as good as Shaw. So, in my head, sell Shaw, play Williams. Simple as. Draxler went with him to Schalke. As I explained before, he kind of got pushed out the team. Uncle Gomez went. This guy went. Still made 100 million in fees, which I think's good. And then we spent a little bit more than that. 382 million in fees. Abel Ruiz, I couldn't say no to just because I liked the look of his stats. I liked the look of the player that he is. He's Spanish, so it calls to me. A winger with 16 finishing is not to be sniffed at. He's got good penalty taking, good pace, good agility, good acceleration, flair as well, and he's been tearing it up on loan. I did give him a run of games when he arrived. Didn't quite produce then, but has definitely found his feet in Napoli. Well, he did well at Wolfsburg, but he's doing really well at Napoli. So he's definitely one for the future and one that will without a doubt, be a team of the season player, no doubt. Branthwaite, definitely one for the future. He was English, which is why I bought him. He was a 5-star potential. Still 3.5, 4-star. He'll be England's main centre-back, I think, for years to come. Where am I going? Oh, sorry, went the wrong way. Max Aarons finally came. And for 35 million, I offered them, I'm pretty sure I offered them 80 and they turned it down. And then I pressured them. And then Max Aaron's finally went, right, I want to go. They're like, right, we'll take 35. So that's fine by me. Fine by me. Had to wait, but I got him. Pedri came up from Barca, which was quite surprising because he's one of their future stars. You know, he's fantastic. Still not got enough room for him in my team right now because of Rashford, but yet again, he could be a World Cup winner. He really could. Forcing finishing is not bad. Dribbling, first touch, passing, technique, acceleration is all there. His vision as well. He could make things happen, on his own. So, definitely one for the future. Harry Kane came. You know, if that is horrendous. More goals than he made appearances in his first season. He's made less. He's scored less this season purely because he's now got a strike partner, in the form of Mason Greenwood, who is banging them in. So the fact that he still managed to score 8, and the fact he's making assists as well, tell you the way he were playing and the way he's playing is different. But that's phenomenal. A phenomenal return. And not even the most expensive transfer we made. Told you about Ruben Neves. He came in and I was very, very pleasantly surprised. And he's played a lot, actually. He's forced his way into my team. And I can't say no. Good old Ruben. Dybala was definitely a luxury. So this is when I thought I couldn't get... Well, I went for Mbappe this season and couldn't get him. That's what it was. And a big chunk of cash. And Dybala was on the transfer list. And I couldn't say no. And this was the point where I was thinking about how I was going to need more strikers anyway. And I wasn't sure if Greenwood was going to get good enough soon enough. So, yeah, he came in. He's not been amazing. He's been good, but not been the best. And then Skriniar to partner Diaz. You know, I wish that... does it show you clean sheets? No, it doesn't. They've been keeping clean sheet after clean sheet. And at 82 million to buy one of the best defenders in the world. Why not? Why not? And then obviously, the beginning of this season, we sold a lot again. More than we ever had. Mainly because of Martial and Dalot and Werner. 3 big names I had to get rid of. Martial wasn't getting the game time. And he was worth a lot of money. I would rather probably have sold Dybala, but I don't think I would have made as much money. I think the board would have been really unhappy. And you know what? This just seemed like the right kind of thing to do. Madrid came in with a huge offer for Diego Dalot, and I already had a right back sorted out. So that was an easy say yes. And then Timo, just because he wasn't as good as any of the other strikers we had. Dan James, I couldn't believe I got 30 million for. I think he's done amazing at Southampton, though. I mean, that's quality for a Southampton team that's definitely not supposed to amount to anything. They've been pretty good. I mean, they're 8th, and that's in no small part to Daniel James. So I feel a bit good about that, just for Daniel James and for Southampton. So. But the biggest one for me was Ronaldo coming back. I couldn't say no. I really couldn't. He's so good. I wanted him to just come back to United, win the league, win the Champions League, and it's going to be beautiful. And that's how it's working out so far. He came up for £100,000, and the 20 bravery, the 18 technique. You know, he's going to be incredible. He's going to be one of the ones to watch when I check out this in future. Another England superstar waiting to happen. He did cost me 20 million. I was originally quoted 10, and then they doubled it for some reason. But I decided I wanted him. And yeah, I got him. It's going to be great. Felipe, another kind of odd one, but another one for the future. So many wonder kids going around at United at the moment. He's good enough to be in the team, to be honest. But what I'm hoping is I've sent him out on loan to Ajax to play as a cam. And I'm hoping he gets more natural at that than he does at a left midfielder role. Just because if I was planning for the future, he doesn't really fit into my team that way. Whereas he might fit into an AI team a bit more with a cam role. And his stats match it, So, why not? Rafael Leao, great striker. And I wanted more competition up front. It was a bit of a splurge, to be honest. But that's okay. He's not scored this season. That's not okay. But we don't need to talk about that. And then the big man. 200 million did he cost? Yep, 200 million squids. But he's killing Mbappe at 24 years old. And he's going to stay at United till he retires. Because no one else will be able to afford him and his wages. And he's going to be winning the league every year. And the Champions League every year. So, yeah. I mean, that average rating is horrendous. It's just balmy. It's so big. I know it's the worst he's had since, I started the game, but he's playing on the right wing, not up top. If he was playing up top, he'd be 36 for 36 he's on the right wing, he's 12 for 8. It's not like he's doing bad there. So that was the transfer history anyway. Quick look at what we've managed to acquire. I'd like to point out Pep Guardiola is on distance. And for some reason, Santiago Solari is my adversary. I'm not quite sure why, but he is. Hate that guy. So here we go. We go to my profile. Okay, so career milestones are down here. So we won the FA Cup and the Europa Cup in the first season that I played. We then won the league in 21 and 22. So that was last season and the season before. Won the FA Cup again last season. Won the Champions League last season. So yeah, that was the big one, the Champions League win last season, because that's what made me want to do one more season with Ronaldo, where I win everything. So that's the plan, and it's working. It is working so far. Right. Well, I guess we play Tottenham. Why not? Tottenham is 7th. I don't think they're that bad. I don't think I've got a hugely impressive record against Tottenham, to be honest. Oh, right, yeah. We will quickly just go through the players that we've got on loan, which are not appearing here. So let me just do that. So we talked about Alvarez, Cliver, Almada, and Birch. So yeah, the weird one, Hannibal Mejbri. Mejbri. I think that's how you say it. He randomly appeared. I didn't buy him, but apparently I did. So cool. He's going to be incredible. He's basically the next Pogba, essentially, in midfield. He's already very good. But yet again, I needed the experience in my team. Like if I'm going to win everything, I need the best of the best, and I can't be affording too much to mess around with youngsters, which is a little bit of a shame. But 'tis what 'tis. I have changed it so that Mike Phelan does all my press conferences, because they were bothering me and taking up too much time. Don't need to bother with that. Yeah, so Tottenham got absolutely ruined by Chelsea last time out. Let's just have a quick look at the late state of the league. So obviously we're top. Tottenham down here. Watford doing incredibly well, mainly thanks to Timo Werner, to be honest. How many goals did he score this season? 7 in 15, but that's good for Watford, So they're doing well. I'm trying to remember who are the ones that got relegated. can't even remember how they find it now. England League. No. Okay. What team's going to be in the Championship? Who's not here? Palace. Let's look at Palace. Oh no, they are there. No. We'll go with Leeds. Oh, Leeds are there. Oh, come on. Who's not here? Bournemouth. No, Bournemouth are there. Who's a stalwart? Ah, Forest. There we go. Sky Bet Championship. That's what it comes under. So, yeah, Norwich went down and, well, they're going to come back up. And West Ham were terrible and I was so happy they went down. I really was. I really, really was. I don't think there's anything else that surprising around. No. I mean, they're all pretty much hereabouts, aren't they? Oh, yeah, it's the transfer window. I don't think I've done anything this window. He says he's made a few. Oh, that would have been some of these extras. You know, the for the future players. Thought I'd spend up the rest of the money that I had to make United better in the future. Right, Tottenham. Oh, man, I really hope this goes better than the last game I tried to show you. I really don't want to waste an hour of your life by making you watch it, but it is sort of interesting and fun, but it's so long and you get so little out of it. Nothing good comes from it. So, okay. All that stuff, that's cool. Let's play Tottenham. Justin having a rubbish game. Good stuff, Justin. Can't believe it's taken me so long to do this. Too long. Oh yeah, Jadon Sancho's at Liverpool, and doing rather well, if you couldn't tell. Oh, a little factoid. I don't remember if you remember Cedric Bakambu. He's been tearing it up at Bournemouth, having a great time. Came back from Beijing for 12 mil. Just made me laugh. I love ex-Villarreal players. Timo Werner with 2 more, and there's Luis Suarez. It's not the Luis Suarez, don't worry, but he's a 25-year-old Colombian Luis Suarez who's having a great time along with Werner. It's them two every game, it seems to be. Wow, go West Brom. Wolves have been rubbish since they sold most of their first team. I mean, they finished 6th last season. They ain't going to finish anywhere near that this season. So actually, I've got a pretty good record against Tottenham, so don't worry about that. But this will be the one where it falls to pieces, isn't it? I think that's ready to go. Let's put Ronaldo on the bench. See if we can bring him on at some point. Pogba can probably come to the bench as well for Reguilon. Actually, and then Reguilon can come in for Tuanzebe. I don't need Tuanzebe and Kikuchi as defender cover, do I? All right, yeah, vertical tiki-taka, attacking, get as many shots on goal as possible, because if you give a chance to, well, if you give more than one chance to any of the front four, they're gonna score. Normally I'd go a bit less attacking when I'm away. To be fair, usually I don't use this formation when I'm away, but it's the most fun. So, having Kane as a deep lying forward as well is handy. Leao can come on and play as a complete forward. So, more often than not, if I swap a forward, it's usually Greenwood for Leao, just because then you've got Kane still trying to pull the strings behind him, and it's not just two forwards just running forward, you know, not playing with each other. So, let's do it. Sorry, Dave. I'm a little worried about Dean Henderson in net, but I'm sure my worries are unfounded. Oh, they've got Oxlade-Chamberlain in midfield. I mean, it's not a great side, is it? I mean, Onana's a good goalkeeper in this. He's done very well. Sanchez is a good defender in this. I have no idea who Zagadou is. Not a clue. Frimpong's supposed to be fairly decent. Oxlade-Chamberlain's rubbish. I can't even believe he's in this side. I'm not too sure who Fausto Vieira is either. Lewis is a youth project. Bergwijn's great in this. Rafa's good. I like Rafa. I had him in FIFA actually. And Troy Power is going to be great. He's just not there yet. Like he should not be frontlining this team. But I gave them no choice when I took Harry Kane away. So let's see if Harry Kane can put some misery into Tottenham. Be all for it. And we start off with a Tottenham corner in the second minute. Henderson. Commanding. That's what we like. Going to play out of the back with Skriniar going down the right-hand side. Finding its way through the middle, through to Kane. Rashford's in and Rashford scores. And it's 1-0 into 2.5 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. It's what this team does. There's just so many dangerous players in it. You can't mark them all. And what an assist from Harry Kane, dropping deep, just pulling defenders with him. Rashford on the run. It's quality. Outstanding work. Great start. Great start. It's what we like. It's wonderful, though, this formation as well, because you can have Aarons and Williams on the left and right, and then they can play up to the wingers, or they can play it inside. And it's just so dangerous because every player that they pass to can make ridiculous balls. So, yeah. Ruben Neves has picked up a yellow card, which might be a problem. Williams charging down the left. Hits it off Torvan. Rashford dropping deep. Going back to the centre. Back to Ruben. Ruben's presence at the back has been phenomenal every single season. He deserves to be captain as well. As soon as I brought Kane in, everyone was all the advisors were saying, "Oh, make him captain," but no. What a screamer from Neves. That is football school. Oh, wow. It's what he does. It's what he does. He either makes the pass or he just turns up on the outside of the box and goes, bing! I mean, Onana does get a hand to it, but I don't think any goalkeeper's saving that. It's top bin. Top bin. So this is going about as well as I thought it would. Rashford on the charge again, dancing past Vieira. Plays it into Greenwood, who throws it wide. Woo! It's so exciting to watch. It's just such a good team. Ooh, that was a chance. Did not mark Sanchez at all there. Bruno Fernandes deliveries. Oh, Rashford just wide. He's not the best at heading, but I'm loving the amount of possession we're getting away from home as well. Oh, Sanchez is getting more dangerous from these set pieces. I don't like it. I think if we tight mark him for corners and such, that'll sort that out. So 2-0 half-time, deservedly so. Two great goals. Like, two completely different goals, but two great goals. Greenwood with no chances. This tends to happen a lot, not just for Greenwood. I mean, in general, you'll have one of the front four, if not two, not having a good game because the other two are. It's it's what happens when you end up not passing the ball around to your whole team. Let's just get them back out there. I think we'll be making some subs around the 60-minute mark. Skriniar with a throw-in. Back to Neves. Going to play it down the right with Aarons. Gets hit back to Skriniar at the back. Mbappe with the ball now. That famous 69 shirt. Ball goes out wide to Aarons. Can he find anyone? Finds Mbappe. Back to Aarons. Crossed it back in. Oh! No, it's going to be called for offside, isn't it? How was Rashford offside? Oh. Oh, come on now. As if they disallowed that for Greenwood being offside. One minute little footnote against this version of Football Manager, because that would never get called for offside in real life. I don't think it counts as offside because he didn't touch the ball. You know, he wasn't impeding the goalkeeper's view, so I don't think he's offside. Tottenham with a attacker going deep in the box. Paro getting charged down. He had a bit too much space there for my liking, but both centre-backs were on him. I don't think much will come from this corner either. Henderson catching the ball. He's been solid. They've had 5 shots on target. He's not looked like he's had any issues. Bruno with a poor ball in to the first man. See if you can do better this time. Back to Skunra. Neves plays it out wide to Greenwood. He's got loads of space. And that's another goal. 15th of the season. Mason Greenwood. He's a world beater. I just hope he really amounts that in real life. He's getting there, man. He's getting there. Ruben Neves with a disgusting assist. So much space. He was never going to miss from there, was he? 3-0. Loving life. Max Aaron's about to Mbappe. Let's drop some praise. Mbappe tackle. I've not really seen him this game. World's most expensive player. 3-0 up at Tottenham and he's not really been involved. Passing the ball around to the back again. Trying to work some space. Thought Power was going to get in there. I was a bit worried. Floats the ball out to Rashford. Naughty back heel to Williams. Ruben Neves pinging balls around again to Mbappe. Not really what happened there. That was a dangerous moment. Tottenham living on the edge. I think they've fallen off the edge right now, but let's wait for this fired up face to finish, and then we'll make some. Oh, I was about to say make some changes, but there seems to be a highlight. Mbappe charging forwards, finding Rashford. Will he go it alone? Gets tackled. Tottenham back on the counter. In this formation, you can get caught out on the counter sometimes. Kane steals it there and he's in. Whoa! Sends it just wide. Luckily, we're not relying on him to tuck away those chances because everybody else is doing such a great job. Right, let's bring the man on. Ronaldo on the left. I think we'll take off Kane and have Leao up top as well. And let's bring on Luiz for Ruben Neves. He's had a great game, but he's getting tired and he's been booked. So a bit more stability rather than fanciness going forward. Triple sub. Lovely, lovely. Aaron's with a throw. Finds Mbappe in the box. Fernandez out wide to Aaron's. Back to Fernando. Because I always call him Fernando. Ronaldo finds Williams. Fernandez. Ooh. Has a second chance. Onana saves it. Just toying with Tottenham now. No way back for them. It's such an amazing team that I've managed to assemble. There's so much quality and depth. And that's when we're going to concede a goal now. I've said that. I thought Mbappe might have been able to get there. He's throwing in challenges instead. Harry winks around to Rafa on the left. Can he put the ball in? Ooh, great shot. Just too much on it from Winks there. Let's just drop a bit more praise to see out this game. Williams has it in the midfield, finds Fernando, Florento. Ruben out to Williams. Fernando's in the middle. Goes out wide to Mbappe. Can he get in on the act? Whoa, don't know what happened there. Squiffed it a little bit. I'd rather keep the clean sheet right now, if I'm honest. Williams doing the business. Makes the important challenging clears. If only that was the original Frimpong. What a legend. Aarons, if you could make that tackle, that'd be great. Offside. I knew it'd be Andre Silva, though. If one of them's going to get a goal, it's going to be Andre Silva or Rafa. But nope, that's an offside, so we get to keep a clean sheet. That'll be big news for Dean Henderson. And that's that. Lovely stuff. Yeah. It's just such a good team. Such a good team. Who was man of the match then? Ruben Neves, probably. Yeah. He just controls that midfield so well. Especially when we play so lightly with just two midfielders. The fact that he can do everything without being a box-to-box midfielder is just what makes him. His passing's great. His defending's great. His shooting's great. Just, he's the man for this job. And I never saw it coming. And it was such a happy coincidence. Like, I was never going to let Ruben Neves go by, especially when I could afford him. So, yeah. I mean, he gets the praise of that performance. Well, this definitely went better. I hope you enjoyed it. And, yeah, take it easy, mate.